NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite. Primetime is Miller time. And now, here's your host, Chris Berman.
Hello once again, everybody. Welcome to Week 11 of NFL Primetime. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, and I know we're not the first, maybe we're the last. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving, and it's still Thanksgiving time. And although it's late this year, Tommy, 6-7 games left for a lot of the teams, and maybe, just maybe, some definition happening.
I think we're starting to get a little bit of separation in at least a couple of divisions right now, but I still think that most of the races, most divisions going right down to the wire.
We got a couple of quarterbacks that got their teams back in this day, as we will show you. I tell you what, if you saw San Francisco was going to play Indianapolis at the beginning of the year, you say, man, one team about 500, Niners, one team like 7-2, Colts. Switch it the other way around. Here we go for the big horseshoe. San Francisco 7-2. And Jeff Garcia, that's about the only misstep he made all day. As, you know, they're on the turf. Peyton Manning, what's going on with the Colts? Could they get it together to make a run? New face mask for his injured jaw. And in the first drive, these are the Colts we saw in September. Manning to Terrence Wilkins, 22 yards. Later in the drive, Manning play fakes, finds Marvin Harrison on the cross down to the 3. That sets up the human highlight reel, Dominique Rhodes playing, of course, for the injured Edgerrin James. Touchdown. Hey, Colts, Tom, we expect this from him. One drive, 7-0 Indy. Scored 7-3 in the second. Jeff Garcia, J.J. Stokes. Touchdown San Francisco. They're up 10-7. And Terrell, I mean, I don't know how much better things could get for the Niners.
We can only speculate that, you know, that's a play that Terrell Owens is used to catching for the Niners.
Well, Marvin Harrison used to catching this. 15 yards from Peyton. It's 14-10 Colts. Niners come back after a good kickoff return. Is Garrison Hurst healthy or what? Does this look like the Garrison Hurst before the injury in '98? I'd say so. 28 yards, 17-14, San Francisco. Just before the half, final minute, Peyton Manning's troubles began in this game. The out, and it's just picked by Ahmed Plummer. Sets up a field goal 20-14 at the half. Then, with the score 20-20 Colts, Manning looking downfield, overthrows, and then came Bronson. Zach Bronson, letting him go. He could go all the way. 48 yards, 27-21, Niners.
Zach Bronson, a great job of playing the football. You see him looking into the backfield at the throw from Manning. The thing I love about this play on the return is that he doesn't look to go out of bounds. Gets around the 15-yard line, cuts back inside, makes his way to the end zone.
So the score is still 27-21. Manning trying to rally, and off the hands of Trevor Inslee, it's picked off by Rashad Holman. Niners in business again. Setting up, same drive, first play, fourth quarter now. Garcia and Terrell Owens, they played 24 games, they get 25 touchdowns. 33-21 San Francisco on the 35-yard play, Tommy.
Owens on the motion, runs the flat route, goes up the sideline. Great throw by Garcia, and you see the size advantage that Owens had on Chad Cota.
So now down 12, Dominic Rhodes trying to get extra yards. He loses the football. It's a fumble, and it's the Niners. Then Manning still down 12. Ahmed Plummer just starting to make a name for him. He's going to be a really good player. Here's his second pick. Career high 4 interceptions by Peyton Manning. And then the Niners made him pay for it. 23 points off turnovers, including this. Look at Garrison Hurst. What? Gone. Man, oh man, are the Niners flying. San Francisco has gone into Indianapolis as an underdog, and they've just corralled the Colts. 40-21. The Niners have now won 4 in a row. Hurst, a 100-yard game. Garcia now with 22 touchdowns on the year. And, of course, a big game for the Niners defense as Peyton Manning has been a first of all. We've seen this for a few weeks now. I mean, Tom, look, 20 years of my lot of mulligan. I picked him, what, for 20
You have a mulligan. You have a mulligan, NFL mulligan.
I picked the Niners for the Super Bowl this year. I picked them every year.
It was the Bucks. It's now the Niners.
It's a mulligan, all right? I'm back with the Niners. This looks like the team we remember. Such confidence on offense, especially with Hurst running. You already know about Garcia and Owens.
12 carries for 106 yards, and it has become a big play offense, very much like the Rams. Not as many weapons, but well-used weapons. I think the best receiver in football in Terrell Owens in terms of not only big play potential, but the consistency that he brings to the game. Garcia, outstanding quarterback. We talked about the offensive line, experienced and consistent. You saw J.J. Stokes makes a contribution today. You know, it's Barlow, it's Beasley, it's a lot of people contributing to a great offense right now.
And Peyton Manning just doesn't look like himself. It's almost like they want to go and hide and end the season. I don't mean they're going to lay it down. No. And there'll be a lot of decisions to be made with the Colts, with a very classy head coach, Jim Mora. But that's a way off. The Colts falling out of the playoff picture. The Niners at 8-2, Rams coming up in 2 weeks. Meanwhile, in the playoff picture, Atlanta. Here we go in Carolina. Now, they just come off their win at Green Bay. So you figure in Carolina, this is one of those spots. Oh, that Night Ranger, Bob's Sister Christian. Sister Christian. I don't like a lot of songs from about 10, 12 years ago, but that's one I like. And I like this song, 53 yards for Bob's Sister Christian. 3rd and goal, same scenario. And watch this play time as Chandler gives him the pitch.
Well, pretty innovative. You run him not from the position right behind the quarterback. You bring him in motion, bring him around, make it a little harder for the defense to read. Good job of Christian getting to the corner of the end zone.
Oh, those tricky Panthers. Chris Winkie, flea flicker to Isaac Bird. 25-yard gain, down 10-0. 3rd and 6. It's Chris Winkie Dinky Doo for a touchdown, 13 yards. Here comes Carolina. They haven't won since the first game of the year, down 10-7. But with 2 minutes to go on 4th and inches, down 10-7, they do not pick it up. They're at the 45. I mean, they're out of field goal range. They had to do it. But when you're now 1-10, you do not make those plays. And very quietly, no Jamal Anderson. The Falcons are 6-4, Tom, under Dan Reeves, and playing St. Louis at home next week.
Well, Dan Reeves' game plan is consistent, if nothing else. And the 33 carries for 145 yards today without Jamal Anderson, as you said, in that lineup, I think that's key for Dan Reeves.
One of the big surprises this year, but shh, it's quiet. When we return, Seattle normally trouble in Kansas City, but they're 5-4. Certainly they'd win this time. And Buffalo usually owns Miami and Buffalo. Would they regain their old ways? White shirt Vinny Serrato. You can log on, talk.
Minutes are only 99 cents.
The Seahawks in Kansas City, and Tommy Dare's my man. He's the president / general manager / coach. Mike Holmgren, he's won a Super Bowl. Dick Vermeil's won a Super Bowl. I don't want to go on a limb. Probably neither will win one this year, but you never know. Trent Green, Kansas City's had a tough year. Derek Alexander, nice play, 33 yards out of bounds at the 12. That sets up second quarter. Priest Holmes running well as he does on a Sunday. 7-yard run down to the 3. Now 1st and goal. Tony Richardson, a plunge touchdown, 10-0 Kansas City. Seattle always with trouble in here. Now in the second quarter, Matt Hasselbeck rolling out. Chiefs all over him. And it's an interesting looking screen to Sean Alexander, but he does the rest. Downfield touchdown, 10-7, Tom.
Interesting, Boom, because as you watch Hasselbeck roll out of the pocket and deliver the ball to Alexander, he's already ahead of his blockers when he makes the catch. You see as he turns downfield, he's also ahead of the Chiefs who are chasing him, but the blocks are thrown downfield by wide receivers and the other running back.
Now the third quarter, 10-7 Chiefs. Greg Wesley on the delayed blitz sacks Hasselbeck. They had 3 sacks today. Scored 13-7 in the 4th. Very hazy look at Priest Holmes. But there's nothing hazy, crazy, lazy about this play. 55 yards. Let's get him go down to the 34-yard line. Holmes 120 rushing, 70 yards receiving. It's a full day. Then, hey, he, get off of Mike Cloud. Touchdown. He rolls like stones into the end zone. And the Chiefs beat the Seahawks 19-7. We'll see the Chiefs Thursday night at Arrowhead against Philadelphia. They finally win a home game. Finally win one. And for Seattle, they're back to 500.
Well, outstanding defense. Sean Alexander, 13 carries, 43 yards. That's the key to defense in the Seattle Seahawks. I think you saw the Chiefs do that. And I think Vermeil expected some of that the entire year.
Meanwhile, the Dolphins at the Bills. When Buffalo was in their heyday not too long ago, they were 17-4 in a 21-game stretch against Miami. Alex Van Pelt, 300 yards last week, starting in place of the injured Rob Johnson. Again, Van Pelt to Eric Moulds. Away from Patrick Surtain, away from Derek Rogers. Moulds can do this, and the 1-8 Bills have tied the game at 7. And Patrick Surtain lead disappointed. We jump to the third, and Buffalo leads at Ralph Wilson Stadium 14-10. Travis Henry, 25 yards. Finally bumped out by DeMar Fletcher. Now 1st and 10, their own 46. Look at Van Pelt and watch the play by Moulds at the bottom of your screen. Look, Ma, one hand. Are you kidding? 54 yards, 21-10. Buffalo.
We take another look at this catch by Eric Moulds. Never puts his right hand on the football. Great concentration, reaches out, grabs that ball, pulls it right to him, maintains his balance to get into the end zone.
So now it's 21-10 Bills in the fourth quarter. Jay Fiedler, team shut out last week under a lot of pressure, but he finds Jed Dreamweaver. 8-yard touchdown. Remember those two hooked up in that playoff game to tie it against the Colts? 21-17. Buffalo, 3rd and 3 is on the move, though. Travis Henry, no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. It's 27-17. And with the extra point by Jake Arians, it's 27-17. No problem, even though the kick was pathetic. They're up by 10. It's going to be no problem. 5 minutes ago, 4th and 14. Buffalo can seal it. But Fiedler to Dedrick Ward, first down. Next play from scrimmage. Fiedler to Chris Chambers. Touchdown. 27-24. Remember the missed kick? Makes it a 3-point game. Next, Dolphin possession. This is one of the fine plays you'll see. Oronde Gadsden prevents a game-ending interception.
Well, it's all about being a football player, understanding the situation you're in. You can't allow the interception. You're not going to have a chance to catch the ball. Don't let the defense get the ball. Give your offense a chance to do something.
And here's what Miami has. Arians is a rookie, but Miami has Olindo Mare. Whoa, 39-yard field goal, good. We're tied at 27. Ensuing kickoff. Oh, those Bills special teams. Nate Clements. Oh, it's a fumble. No. Yes. Fiedler to one of the Chambers brothers. Time has come today for Chris Chambers. What a catch. What a catch. And Miami is leading 34-27 to Greg Williams dismay.
Chris Chambers running for the flag, gets to the pylon. Great job turning around, fighting for the football, holding on to it. You can see that his momentum took him right through the end zone.
But Buffalo has a chance. Van Pelt leads him down to Eric Moulds. Tick, tick, tick on 4th down. It's 1st down. But Moulds kind of leaves the ball there, hand it to the official. Tick, 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 tick. Get back and spike it. Go! When you have one win, you can't quite spike it in time. So despite the 300-yard game for Alex Van Pelt, no one said. What a big win for Miami. I know the Bills are 1-9, and you see the numbers, but after what they went through last week with the 2 interceptions for scores by Fiedler that knocked them out of first place against the Jets, Fiedler has brought this team. He won the game. Now, the Bills helped him with the kick miss and the fumble, but Jay Fiedler, not only did Miami win, he won the game to put them in a tie with the idle Jets.
Well, and I think that's so important because he had to get his football team back. There was some doubt starting to creep into that locker room. But there's a show called Fear Factor on another network, and I think some other network. But I think sometimes fear of losing your job can be a great motivational tool for a coach. Jay Fiedler knew he could not go out today and make a lot of mistakes. So the 19 of 32, 263 yards, it's a good day. But the no INTs, the no mistakes, gave this team a chance to work the game plan they want. We want to run the football. We want to play good defense. We don't want to make mistakes. They did that today.
And for Buffalo, it was almost like shades of the old days. Van Pelt kind of remembers vaguely those old days. It's Miami, a team going someplace. Wins are tough to come by when you're 1-9. Big win for Jay Fiedler and the Dolphins. When we return to the Battle of Ohio, the Browns defense at it again against Cincinnati. And the Steelers. Would Tennessee come back after that Monday night drubbing at the big ketchup bottle? Tennessee was at home. And now we go to the AFC Blackjack Division. You get the 17 stick. Although this game actually was a little out of character for the AFC Central. Steve McNair, Tennessee, at least trying to play well against the division-leading Steelers, who embarrassed them on Monday night, and what a big start. First defensive play for the Titans. McNair to Kevin Dyson, 68 yards. Tennessee leads 7-3. And early, they were stacking up Jerome Bettis, who had not had an 8 tries, 100-yard game against him. He had only had 26 yards in the first half. So late second, 4 minutes to go, Cordell Stewart to Plexico Burris. No plexiglass here. 35-yard pickup for Pittsburgh.
You're going to take, Tom, well, take a look down around the end zone. Plexico Burris lined up against the corner. He's outside the numbers. You know it's either a fade or a quick post. The size advantage leads to the quick slant right there. Gets in between the corner and the football. Pretty easy throw and catch for quarterback receiver.
So then McNair with the score 14-10. They're down to Derek Mason, makes the catch, and Mace with tick time running out at the end of the half. Can he get out of? Well, no, he kind of tried. 1 second, no second. They ruled no seconds left. Half over, still 14-10 Pittsburgh. 14-10. Cordell Stewart, 14-10 Tennessee, my mistake. Cordell drops back, and look at what he does, Tom. Just takes off. This is a quarterback running 48 yards, 17-14 Steelers.
Something we got used to looking at it when he was flashy. He does it less often now, but he does it when he has to.
Now pick up the game, tied 17 all late third. Stewart, the quick pitch to famous Amos Zarowy. What? And then what? And then, boy, is that a change of pace out of the backfield. 25 yards. Pittsburgh has come from behind to lead 24-17. 9 minutes to go, 27-17. McNair to Frank Wycheck. Boy, this is a high-scoring game for this division. Down to the 3-yard line. 2 plays later. It's the big fella, McNair. In 27-24. But with 3.5 minutes to go in Tennessee with the ball, this is what you call a holiday gift. And Chad Scott opened the present right here. It's a floater, and he's gone. 45-yard touchdown, game over. Pittsburgh 8-2, and the Steelers giving him more points than usual against the game Titan squad. Beats them by the count of 34-24. Jerome Bettis did not get 73 yards. He's just shy of 1,000 yards for the season.
And yet the Steelers ran for 130. I think the reason the score was run up a little bit, though, not a lot of pressure by that Steelers front seven today, only 2 sacks. So they did a lot of things well. The thing they moved well defensively, they didn't do today.
And with no Bruner, they certainly pass blocked. All right, they only give up 1 sack to Tennessee. Oh, this is going to be funny, Tom. It's Cincinnati being the Bengals. The Bengals are playing against Cleveland, and John Kitna's pass tipped by Ron Dugan, picked off by one of your cousins in Cleveland, Raymond Jackson. 52 yards. Willie Anderson's not going to get him. Kitna's been picked off twice today. So Cleveland, off their big win against Baltimore. Tim Count, can you throw it any higher to Kevin Johnson? Where's the defense?
Well, the corner looked for the fade. He got spun around and never saw the ball come in.
Now in the fourth quarter with the score 12-0, TJ Hushmanzada. You say Hushmanzada, I say Hushmanzada, and he's going to Manzada himself 86 yards from
Oregon State.
And look at this, the ponytail flying. I like that guy. So they're deep, but now Scott Mitchell's in the game, and you said
I knew they'd have trouble getting the ball in.
Tom, what is that? That's 3 dogs in one. It's a 3-dog night, I guess, out in the country. Nice throw by Mitchell, field goal good. Then, second and goal, they run Corey Dillon, stacked up. Third and goal, Corey Dillon, stop. So, just what you need, Scott Mitchell on play action. You think he's going to outrun Courtney Brown and Dwayne Rudd?
No.
Nice guess, my man. And all those Bengals. Butch Davis's defense has kept them inside the 5, and they're looking for shutout. Then Scott Mitchell, picked off by Dalen McCutcheon. He had a pair. Remember, the Browns had 7 earlier this year against Detroit. So now, Kitna talking to Achilles Smith. We're going to put Achilles in. Now, this isn't his fault, but we've seen Kitna. We've seen Mitchell. We've seen Achilles. And we've seen a shutout. They fooled us for a couple of weeks. They were 2-0 getting free food. They are the Bengals. The Browns beat Cincinnati 18-0. Look, Dick LeBeau's done a good job. They're 4-6. But Tom, That looked like the team we remember. And what about Cleveland off their win from Baltimore, now pitching a shutout without Warren?
Yeah, and I don't think they played their best football today, but they played well enough to win, and they were looking to solidify themselves as contenders in their division. I think they've done that.
You pitch a shutout, you're going to go out on a limb, you're going to win most of the games you play. Unless we go forever and it's just scoreless and that's the end of it. As we go inside the numbers, Cleveland's that great. Remember, they had 7 against Detroit. They had 5 picks today. Tommy, in 10 games, 25 interceptions? Are you kidding me? When you compare to their first 2 years where they had a total of 20, that would be improvement. Big time.
Inside the Numbers is brought to you.
Vikings, it's a Rasputin game for Denny Green. They're playing their band. Bottom of the hour. The 0-5 Washington Redskins now 4-5. The team that has lost. Well, their last loss was October 15th. Every team's lost since then. Donovan McNabb, Marty Schottenheimer. Marty has won 4 straight. McNabb's Eagles have won 3 in a row. Stephen Davis had to leave, back spasms. So how could Washington run the ball in Philly? A Kajana Carter sighting. 13-yard run for Carter. First and 10. Play action. Tony Banks to Zarin Flemister out at the 7. 23 yards. 2 plays later, 2nd and goal. Look at Kajana Carter. Tom, where's this been? Where has he been? 7-0 Skins. Mom had the game ball. That's nice. Third quarter, this is the end of the play. Trey Thomas jumping on LeVar Arrington after the play. You can see why Arrington came up swinging. However, you get flagged.
Yeah, and I know Coach Schottenheimer's going to be upset, but some situations you have to take care of on the field.
Okay, I'll listen to you, the head coach, Marty. But now Kurt Schottenheimer, your brother. No, don't do that. Late in the third, you understand it. 10-3 Skins, late third. Here come the Eagle defense. Brian Dawkins stopping Carter. D fired up. They played so well this year. Start of the fourth quarter, Donovan McNabb on 4th and 3, incomplete to Freddie Mitchell. Skins, the Washington Redskins, take over on downs. 4th and 1 later in the fourth. I think there are too many plays on that sheet for Andy. Corral General Barkhauser. He's stopped way short as the measurement. So here come the Skins on downs. And now on 3rd and 9 with 8 minutes to go, now you're going to pass on me? Tony Banks to Rod Gardner. Banks to Michael Westbrook. 3rd and 1 with 3 minutes to go. Kajana Carter. First down. And then they would tack on a field goal, and that would end it. The Washington Redskins go into Philly and have this look on Deuce Staley and Donovan McNabb. This is as shocking a game as we've seen. The Redskins holding Philly to 7 first downs. Winning in Philly 13-3. And they've changed the rules of the Skins game. Obviously, as Ron Jaworski found out, they've changed the rules of the Skins game.
Well, we have faith in ourselves, and that's all that matters. As long as it's 53-man team belongs in ourselves, our coaches believe in ourselves, and our staff and everything, that's all we need. It was us against the world, but now we got everybody riding on our shoulders now.
All right, your mom was in the stands and you gave her the game ball. Must have felt good.
Yeah, I got no choice with that. You know, once I get in the end zone, she takes it away from me, but it's just a good feeling to be back there.
This team was 0-5. How do they come back to 5-5?
Well, you know, Jaworski, we're in your old stadium, by the way.
Yes, we are.
You know, it's just a lot of determination, a lot of heart. I mean, we've worked so hard for so long. I mean, it's about time things have really materialized for us. I'm going to give you your mic.
No. I want everyone to hear these fond words that you're saying.
Hey, Boomer, we're going to give it back to you because it's a done deal in Philadelphia right now.
Oh, my. He's a sub-host. LeVar Arrington, Jaworski. Washington played as if they knew they could do this. I mean, we'll talk about Philly in a moment. Washington defensively.
Yes.
Look, they had Philly totally befuddled. I know Philly is a young offense, but they're running 3, 4, 5-yard plays, and that's to the Skins' credit. And what Marty has done in the big picture, Tom, is unbelievable.
I also think defensively won't show up in the form of sacks, but we saw consistent pressure put on Donovan McNabb throughout the day. And then you have the Marty Schottenheimer game plan, which begins with running the football. Kajana Carter, Stephen Davis today running for over 150 yards, and they ran the ball with commitment. Takes all the pressure off of Tony Banks. Didn't have a tremendous day. But again, I think the quarterbacks in this league right now who get it are the guys who understand we're running the football. I need to complement it by not making mistakes.
Well, it's a shocking loss for Philadelphia,
Yes.
who really could have taken control, as you'll see, taking control of their division. They got to play in Washington in 3 more weeks. Philly's offense, I thought we saw signs, but the plays are so short. It didn't seem like they had any...
third down,
even
fourth down conversions. Got to convert.
Yes, awful. And no intermediate plays to even loosen up the defense at all. Hail to the Redskins. On October 15th, we wrote them off, and now we write them a game out of first place. When we return, the Chargers, do they get back to their winning ways against Arizona? And the Ravens going to Jacksonville. That would be a tussle. Here we go out west. Arizona scored a lot of points last week against San Diego. Jake the Snake Plummer. Could he keep the offense moving? Tell you what, it was at a Pro Bowl year. Is David, please come to Boston. What a big target, muscular, 19 yards. Pump fake, Plummer. Downfield, Boston. Please come to Boston in the springtime. Staying here with some friends, and he's got lots of room. 7-3 Arizona. 10-3 Cardinals third. Plummer. Pass tipped, picked off by Jason Perry, and here come the Chargers starting at their own 1. Now they've moved out to the 9. Doug Flutie to Curtis Conway. Conway upfield, 22 yards. Now they're up to the 41. Remember, the drive started to 9. Flutie to Trevor Gaylor, 12 yards. 1st and 20 after a flag. Flutie to LaDainian Tomlinson, wide open, makes a move, 9 yards. 2nd and 11 now from the 30. Flutie to Jeff Graham. Crackers for 9 yards. Now 3rd and 2. Flutie to Steve Height, skating for 16 yards. Then 3rd and goal. Flutie, same drive, now 4th quarter, to 99-yard drive, touchdown. San Diego to the Chargers. 11 for 11 is Flutie, but Thomas Jones, meanwhile, running it down to the 1. Michael Pickett, touchdown, Arizona. Back on top, 17-10. Here comes Doug Flutie. 4 minutes left. Flutie magic here. 26 yards to Gaylor. Same drive. Flutie to the end zone. Jeff Graham. That's perfect. Touchdown, 17 all.
Well, and I think what we've seen there is how accurate Flutie can be. He's throwing from the pocket, so it's not a matter of him not being able to see the football field.
So here's Jake Plummer to Tywan Mitchell. He ties one on. Then to Boston for a 1st down. Then Bill Gramatica for the 42-yard field goal for the win. And as all Gramaticas do, they're fired up. They run around. And the Cards have won 2 in a row, and San Diego, which was 5-2, has now fallen to 5-6 as they lose to Arizona 20-17. A season with great promise has come to a numbing halt.
Yeah, and I think the disappointment has to be in the defense when you see that Flutie threw for over 300 yards, when you see that Tomlinson combined for almost 150-yard day. You certainly think that the defense didn't hold up their end of the bargain this week.
And now San Diego goes on the road at Seattle. So it was not to be for the Super Bowl Chargers, at least not at this point. When we return, let me tell you about a man named Tom Brady playing for the Pats against the Saints. Bottom of the hour, Bears in Minnesota to play the Vikings. Back we go to the AFC Blackjack Division. Elvis Gerback under a lot of heat in Baltimore. And the Baltimore Ravens are in Jacksonville. And very early on, Gerback to Shannon Sharp, who was so outspoken but so upfront about it. Gerback to Sharp, 12 yards. Then, same drive at 2nd quarter, Jason Brookins, 2 yards. And it's a touchdown, 10-0 the Ravens. It's a very nice drive as Baltimore leads 17-0 at the half, so you figure the game is over after all with that defense. Mark Brunell hurt last week, back this week to Jimmy Smith, 12-yard touchdown. Hey. Ravens lead down to 17-14. Here come the Jaguars. 4.5 to go. Brookins gets the toss. Fumble! Tony Brackens has it for Jacksonville. So the rookie fumbles. Randall Cunningham says, hang in there. 1.5 to go. Down to 3, Stacy. Touchdown. The Jaguars have scored 21 unanswered points on the Hornet Ravens. It's 21-17. Brian Billick knows Elvis Gerback needs to lead a charge, and in a hurry. He needs a jailhouse rock. Gerback to Kadri Ismail, 16 yards. 2 plays later, just over a minute to go. Gerback to Brandon Stokely. Hangs in, buys time. That's a nice play. 17 yards. 45 seconds left. Gerback to Shannon Sharp. Nice catch. Down to the 17-yard line. Timeout. 36 seconds left. Gerback. Down to Ismail to the 1-yard line. 16 yards. Ravens spike the ball. Now 2nd and goal. 19 seconds left. Brookins on the toss. T.J. Slaughter. Nice tackle there. Last timeout. Baltimore. Elvis. Billick. Talking it over. Gerback. Yes, Shannon Sharp gets his feet in. What a drive. 9 plays, 74 yards in a minute 23. The Ravens have regained the lead 24-21. Now, Tom Coughlin tried to call a timeout. He didn't like his defense on the field.
Yeah, but you got to love the play on the field between Gerback and Shannon Sharp. And Shannon Sharp at the line of scrimmage, a great little inside move to set the play up, get past the defender to safety, and get to the back of the end zone. And what a great catch and concentration to get the feet down.
And so the Baltimore Ravens, after blowing a 17-point lead, get really like fever with Miami, Tommy. The best sort of win they could have. Elvis Gerback leading the charge, and Shannon Sharp, who was outspoken but up front with it, and the two of them combined for the win, and the Ravens are now 7-4.
Yeah, I don't think we talk about the numbers here. We talk about Elvis getting his football team back, regaining some confidence in that locker room, and the way he did it with Shannon Sharp, I think that could carry them now, at least for the next 2-3 football games.
So the Ravens win it in Jacksonville. It's the 8th time in 12 meetings that game has gone to a 3-point game. Tom Brady starting, Drew Bledsoe on the sideline. More on that in a moment. Big controversy in New England, but the Patriots at home against the Saints. And what about the way that Brady led them down the field in the first drive of the game? That was Troy Brown and Banner down 18 yards. Sorry, I jumped you. Then Brady. It's a screen to Antoine Smith. Was good as a rookie Bill, then was not good as a Bill. Now good. 41 yards. Boy, were they so impressive out of the gates, Tom. In the late kickoff at Foxborough, 7-0 P-Men. Second quarter, Brady, play fake. And this guy, you know, very quietly is having a tremendous season. Troy Brown and
Banner renowned.
13-0, they missed the extra point. And Brady looking to pass. Wait a minute. Oh, they're nimble. What? Run for 10 yards. And good job, Drew.
Well, he looked very Drew-like on the run.
And then Brady looking for Charles Johnson at the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. 20-0 New England at the half against a team who won the NFC West a year ago. And then, oh, it's a New England nor'easter. We know it well. Saints trying to come back in the rain. Ricky Williams stopped by Anthony Pleasant, and the rookie who's going to be a good player, Richard Seymour. Aaron Brooks has played well last 2 weeks. Ball tipped, ball picked by Pleasant after Lawyer Malloy charging, tipped the ball to the chagrin of Jim Haslett. Saints trail 20-3. Brooks running in the soon-to-be quagmire in New England. 16 yards. Ricky Williams. And the Saints come back at 20-10.
Well, and I was surprised to see how well people kept their footing, how well the quarterbacks were able to throw the ball in this weather.
New England not only threw the ball, how about the snap to the up man, Kevin Falk? 19 yards. That sets up Brady to Mark Edwards, touchdown. 27-10 New England. Antoine Smith looking for room right, then gets a block from Brady. Oh my goodness, is there anything he can't do? 16 yards.
Yeah, Brady seen Antoine Smith coming back, and actually a pretty good block right there on Sammy Knight as he got down around his knees and actually cut him down.
And then here's a touchdown run by Smith. The Natalie-clad Bill Belichick congratulating his players. What an impressive win. The Saints were moving offensively, but New England came in, and Brady and Bledsoe said, you know what? We looked horrible at 0-2, but now we're 6-5. The Saints have fallen back to 5-5. So despite a 300-yard day throwing for Brooks, but way under 50% completion, it's Tom Brady in the midst of, you know, you want a sports controversy, you just bring it to New England and you stir it up and you have chowder. But Tom Brady, I think, Tom, now, as Belichick made a decision, as popular or unpopular as it may be with some, was not looking over his shoulder. I think he played with the confidence of a guy that says, hey, I have the job at least for now. It's not forever, but it's for now. He's now 6-3 as a starter.
Well, a unique situation, and I don't think 9 games make for a career, and we've seen that in the past. But I think that what Coach Belichick has done is he's given his quarterback, who's playing now, Tom Brady, a sense of confidence by giving him a vote of confidence. I think the problem is you can't allow that to be seen as lack of confidence by Drew Bledsoe, who may not even be ready to play as yet. He's got to sit in the wings and think, when I get my chance, somehow I may get the opportunity to get my job back.
Frankly, this season and this charge at maybe a playoff spot for the Patriots has come out of nowhere. I mean, it's come out of nowhere. So maybe, despite all of the ruckus in New England, Brady, Bledsoe, 2 quarterbacks, both ready maybe in December?
19 of 26, 268, 4 touchdowns, no INTs. You can't argue with the numbers.
You cannot argue with the Patriots, who look very impressive. Meanwhile, speaking of impressive, the Oakland Raiders. They are at the Meadowlands. And John Gruden, I think he's focused. Jim Fossil saying his team's got to win 5 or 6 to get in the playoffs. Charlie Garner, handoff, outside. And the Giant defense, which had trouble Monday night at the Metrodome, gives up on the first play of scrimmage 38 yards. 5 plays later, Rich Gannon, Jerry Rice, all the way down to the 3, setting up a Zach Crockett run, 7-0. And first quarter later, Tiki Barber, nice cut, in, then out. And watch this. Boom to Charles Woodson, 36-yard gain. Sets up Morton Anderson, 47-yard field goal. And to one of the great guys in the game, our congratulations. Only the 3rd player to score over 2,000 points. Gary Anderson, George Blanda, who he'd passed, and now Morton. And here's the screen to Charlie Garner.
Yeah, Adam True right there, going to get the first block for him. Great timing on the setup of the block, and that was Frank Middleton in front, leading him to the end zone.
So the Raiders in control, 14-3, and then Gannon to Rice. And he does this so well. The little 10-yard play turned into 34 yards. We've seen it for 17 years. Gannon, pump fake to Timmy Brown. Beats the defense. Gone. 46 yards. Brown, speaking of milestones, passing 900 for his career in this game. And then it was a hard read. Is going to follow me. Kerry Collins, blitz, pass, deflects. Joe Juravicius somehow catches it at the 50. And the rain. Collins to the well-dressed Amani Toomer. Down to the 21. 3 plays later on 3rd and 2. Barber takes the handoff. But look at Tiki change directions, Tommy. 21-10, it's a touchdown. Giants 4th and 8 in the 4th quarter. Collins to Juravicius. Torrey James gets back to make the play. Ensuing possession, Raiders. Pump fake Gannon. 40 yards to Timmy Brown. And then on 3rd and 7, Gannon to Brown. Makes the catch. Touchdown. The Raiders in the rain. They win it 28-10. Brown over 100. And the Oakland Raiders have up their mark to 8-2. They've gone into Philly and bamboozled the Eagles. They've gone into New York and bamboozled the Giants. They're a team hitting on all cylinders. Coach John Gruden, slick down look, you understand, with Sal Paolantonio.
Thanks, Chris. John, you were able to come east on 3 different occasions, beat Indianapolis, Philadelphia, and now the New York Giants. What does it say about your football team?
We got some good players. We have a long way to go yet. I just so happy for William Thomas. He went through a lot of adversity and lost a brother, but flew in here and helped us win. We got a long way to go, but we got to win on the East time zone. We got to win in any time zone.
I saw you were able to go down the middle of the field in the seam after pump faking to the right side and then hitting the left post.
Well, we got a couple plays that are vertical routes that the Raiders like to use every once in a while, and we caught him in a 3-deep zone, and Tim Brown is a master at work in the middle of the field, and Rich Gannon made some great throws.
Congratulations, Sean.
Thanks, Sal.
Back to you, Chris.
All right, Sal, good job in the rain and a good job by the Raiders in the rain. How about Rich Gannon? By the next time he plays, it's going to be December, and he has 2 interceptions.
Well, one of those quarterbacks with star quality in this league that can carry his football team. A plethora of weapons. Charlie Garner, Jerry Rice, Timmy Brown. They play in all phases and play well. The Giants, it's the lightning, no thunder following it. You got Tiki Barber, and Ron Dane is lost somewhere out there right now.
And 11 tackles, William Thomas, under very difficult circumstances personally, and he came to play some football, as did the Raiders, when we return. Here on NFL Primetime. Game balls, we'll dole them out. Stay with us. Your votes and our votes, which actually count more.